Citibank came out predicting that they've got about $4 trillion of assets are going to be tokenized by 2030. And along with the everything that's happening with the Federal Reserve right now, the money printing, but they're not printing. Are they going to raise interest rates? Inflation coming down. We got all kinds of foreign governments dumping the US dollar, all these craziness, right? The Federal Reserve is out of control. How do you think institutions, investors are going to react to this, and will this affect Bitcoin's price long term?
These type of moments where Citi makes this type of announcement, they're watershed events. Normally, investment banks make their money by taking companies public, by helping them issue debt, by helping them, go public and issue stock. That's how big banks, investment banks, have made money. Now, why would a big investment bank like Citibank say that assets are going to be tokenized, right? In other words, that might cut them out of the picture for security tokens. What trumps that business for them? Simple answer: liquidity. BlackRock is looking for tokenized assets, security tokens. Why? Because real estate needs to get tokenized because there's no liquidity. Treasuries, corporate bonds, there's no liquidity in treasuries. And if there's no liquidity in treasuries, there's definitely no liquidity in junk bonds, real estate debt, etc. Venture capital. Venture capitals have huge positions, but they're illiquid unless they can go public. Well, guess what? In a wild environment where the legacy world kind of shatters and has to restructure itself, how do these big banks, how do they get liquidity? How does BlackRock move assets? You have to tokenize them. You have to.
Do you think they're going to start running to Bitcoin?
Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin is going to be an asset that's going to have to be on every bank's balance sheet, right? So they're all going to need, they have physical gold. So whoever's got physical gold is going to need Bitcoin. It's kind of just that simple. Like if Bitcoin's at 150K in February of next year and you don't have it, you're going to look like an imbecile.
So follow-up question to what you were just saying right now, right? With what is happening with now that the numbers came in, inflation's coming in lower, right? But they've also adjusted how they're measuring inflation compared to last year. And, Bitcoin's been holding up and moving, right? We're like 100% from the all-time low of 15,500 right now. So how do you see Bitcoin moving forward here in the next couple of months? Do you think Bitcoin can continue moving up, or are we hitting a top? What are you seeing in the charts right now? Or whether it's the charts or whatever.
Right. So when it comes to Bitcoin, I'm going to pull this chart up. Okay. And then, I'm going to mix a bunch of GAN with it.
Let's get it. In the meantime, guys, smash those likes if you're not smashing the likes. Share out the live. Make sure you guys are following everybody here in the panel. Their links are down below. Coming here every single Thursday to bring you amazing information. Go ahead, Bill.
All right. Thank you. So 27K, this is fib speed resistance lines. Okay. It's like a thing on TradingView where you're essentially connecting a high and a low and just seeing which lines give you interesting readings. 27K was a big level. And I was like, well, if they break 27K, it could go to 34. All right. And then I was like, I'm a moon boy calling for 34. And then I essentially took GAN work. I took every big, astrological event, every planetary shift in the month of May, because I'm a big sell in May and go away guy.
Do you think that's still going to happen this May as well? That will apply for this May?
Yeah, but it's going to be at the end of May. Okay.
Ooh, why is that?
Well, I mean, there are a group of events, like there's an interaction between Venus, which is traditionally influences crypto and diamonds. So the way you think of this with the planets is you're on a stage. That's the sky. There are actors. That's the planets. They wear costumes or have a role That's the things the actors or planets influence. And then the actors and what they influence, they move around the stage. So when I say, the full moon in Scorpio, that's just jargon for where the moon is. So on May 18th, the full moon is in Scorpio, a time of completion. ChatGPT thinks that some astrologers say Bitcoin is ruled, or Bitcoin is very influenced by what happens in the Scorpio section of space. ChatGPT does a few tech TA calculations of its own, and it spits out 45K could be a possible target for a buying climax. Like, this could be a possible target for a buying climax. They spit that out. It spit that out. And I'm wondering, one, if 34K is not a moon boy target. Two, if these guys who are talking about a golden pocket around 40 something, they could be right? Because if it's not 45, it suggests on May 29th. So if the top's not May 18th, it suggests, May 29th, 41, or some crazy number like 57. Now, I'm not going to make a thumbnail that says Bitcoin to 57, but I mean, I think we have to ask ourselves, are people taking this rally seriously enough? And I think the answer to that is no.
I agree with that. I do agree. I do think that people are not taking this run as serious. But then that leads me to a follow-up question here. So you're saying after May 29th, that's when the crash will be coming in? That's when the whole sell in May and walk away?
Yeah, I mean, that's when you're going to get corrective activity, right? In other words, can you imagine what people are going to be saying if Bitcoin's at 45? I mean, they're going to be saying it's going to 100, right? And that's
normally baby.
That's right. And that would be normally when you get some sort of correction. Now, all I'm getting from this is that, I need to expand my mind beyond 34.